Everyone good?
Jordan on the ones and twos.
Oh, coming in hot every time.
Oh shit.
I can't look at you.
Why not, bro?
What do you think? What's the over under? Donnie blinks 4 times throughout the episode.
Money's on 7.
7. So you're taking the over?
I've only drank a half a Monster tonight, so I think I'm good, dude. I think I'm gonna blink.
I've had a Monster, a Trenta coffee, and now a Monster again. Today.
Fucking A, dude. I haven't. All right. Well, it's good. I can't. All right.
It's a little
good.
fuel to the anxiety, dude. It's good.
Fuel to the anxiety. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I need, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I need to feel something.
Shit.
so fear.
That's what we're gonna talk about fear today, huh?
Talk about fear today.
I'm scared.
Dylan, yeah, but Dylan got a good story on fear lately. The past week or so. You wanna tell us a little bit about that?
I feel like I've taken. So I've been working really hard, like trying to get my mental game right, because I feel like for so long, it was, and I don't want to discredit it. It's still good enough. Most days, I just stay clean. Like that's still priority number 1, just to stay clean, because obviously it's still tough for a drug addict like me to stay clean every day. I still think about drugs every day, but that's why it's so important for me to work my program. But I feel like it's taken me, and by the time we release this episode, actually, I'll have like 18 months in one day, I think, when we drop this episode.
Nice.
It's taken me a long time, man. This first 18 months, it's been a grind just to kind of just learn how to be clean, learn how to be sober, learn how to just live life. And I feel like so much of that time has been dedicated to really just going to meetings, fellowshipping, working the program, learning to be of service, learning to feel, learning to be okay with feeling, like all of these things. And I've been so focused on that, like, and now I feel like I'm entering this transitional period where it's time to start living life, and it's time to start stepping in and start doing things and like living the life that I want, that I see for myself. And I put my 2-week notice in at my job. That's been like a really big, that's been a, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, let me clap it up, dude.
What's that weak ass shit? What's that weak shit? There we go. Well, this has been something, man. And it's like, you guys have been kind of fucking hounding me about this thing, because, you know, like,
Well, I mean, I don't. You seemed like you were getting to the point where you were ready to grow and just expand more in life and business than work the 9 to 5, and it was night shift. So tell me a little bit, like, wasn't that affecting you?
dude, it was affecting me bad. And I know, Jordan, you love it. You said you love working the night shift, and I don't think I'd mind the night shift, but I still have real estate, and I have a wife, I have a kid, I have this commitment, which I absolutely love. I have meetings that I try to hit. Like, I have so much. I just picked up a sponsee. Thank you, Donnie.
Yeah, you're ready, dude.
I just, so like, I have all these commitments. It just makes it really hard to be productive throughout the day for me. It makes it really, really hard. And every time I'd go to work, you'd be like, oh, you going to that dumbass job tonight? You going to that dumbass job? And Goomer, you telling me all the time, like, what the fuck are you doing there? What the fuck are you doing there? And a big part of it at first was a really good thing, man. It was, I needed it. Like, I really needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got that job when I was like 3 months clean, and up to that point, like, or maybe 3 or 4 months sober, something like that. And I hadn't done anything up to that point. Like, I seriously, the only thing that I had energy for, like, mentally, was to stay clean that day, was to go to meetings, was to hang out with you guys. Like, that's all I had the mental capacity to do. And I was talking with this therapist at a meeting, and he just hit me, man. He just hit me. He goes, kid, you know what? You got a fucking paycheck personality. You need to go humble yourself and wash dishes. And when he told me that, it just hit me so hard. Like, it hit me really hard, because up to this point, like, I think I'm the shit, because I was like making these real estate checks. I was like doing fairly well, like on paper doing well, right? Like, all that money was gone. It got to the point where I couldn't even put a roof over my family's head, because all of that money was going to my addiction. But I thought, like, I was special. And when he told me that, at this point, I was willing to do anything that I had to do to stay clean. And I was like, all right, cool. And when I got home, I legitimately started Googling dishwashing jobs near me. Like, to go from like fucking selling like, real estate, closing a commercial deal, like all this stuff, to like dishwashing. I'm like, holy shit, like, this is a serious, like, and there's nothing wrong with washing dishes. That's not to say anything bad about it. But for me, that was like a big, like, all right, like if you're seriously like interested in some humility in my life, and I'm going to try to humble myself, all right, well then I'm not too good to fucking start at the ground up from somewhere. I'm not better than. And I didn't end up washing dishes, but I did go end up humping boxes for the least amount of money I've ever made. I know.
Humping boxes?
My bad. Moving boxes, loading trucks, dude. I started loading trucks.
The hell kind of,
I thought you were working at UPS, not HUMPS. Damn.
It was kind of good one, Joe.
I tried.
No, yeah. So, so I got that, man, and it really did help. It provided that level of accountability that I needed, and it was a really, really good move for my recovery because it forced me to be accountable. I had to be somewhere. I had to go to work. I had to, all this type of stuff, and it like eased me back into a routine of working. At first, I started only working like 3 hours a night, and then it turned into a little bit more, and then I went into management. And then I, turned into a little bit more, and now it's been over a year that I've been there, and I've been really focusing on what I want out of life and the freedom that I want out of life, not just financially, but like spiritually, like my time. Like in my time is what I'm really, really looking at now. And when it was brought up to me about further advancement there, I kind of had it in my mind. All right, I'm either going to like go and do this, like go up, or I'm going to quit. And I chose to quit, because I've been doing a lot of reading, thank you, Donnie, again. You hit me with that book, Think and Grow Rich. Have you started that book yet?
No, I haven't. Thank you.
I didn't think you would.
For reminding me.
I knew he wouldn't either.
No, you didn't.
Did you get one?
No, left out again.
I gave Jordan the one book to start, and he didn't even open the first.
Dude, where's that other book? Did you
I was like, well, I'm definitely not giving him this one.
Dude, we're not talking about that book right now.
want that.
I figured I would get the other one as soon as I finished the first one.
Yeah, you'll get
What book did you get?
The Go
Giver.
Oh,
The
the
Go-Giver.
Go-Giver?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well,
You get that one next.
I
dude.
get that one next? All right. Fucking librarian Donnie over here.
That's why he's got the bookcase.
That's why it's got the book.
They did that on fucking purpose.
No, dude.
I love reading now, man. It's like I never read a book ever in high school, or like I think I read Of Mice and Men was the only book I ever read. And then when I got into recovery, I switched, my mindset and started just feeding my mind good, positive stuff. So
Well, dude, so I just got back from a trip up north in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I'm obviously on a night schedule. Jordan, as you know what that's like. Like everyone else is asleep, and I'm like fucking coming alive at 2 a.m.
Yep.
Like that's my prime right now.
He started to get hungry.
Dude, and like I'm like, let's do something, and I'm like, wait, everyone's asleep. But so I'm laying there in my bed, and everyone, my wife, kid, they're both asleep, and I was about to like put YouTube on. I was just gonna start watching like videos on YouTube. Fucked up, my bad. But instead, I brought that book, and I was like, all right, you know what? This is a great opportunity. No one's gonna fuck with me right now. I have plenty of time to myself. I started reading that book, man, and fucking cracked it open, and I ended up spending like 5 hours just reading that book. Like I got through, a good amount of it in that time, but it wasn't that I was just reading it. I was also like highlighting. I was taking notes. I was writing the stuff. I was taking like the action steps that it was telling me to take, like writing the certain stuff down.
You were studying it.
Yeah, dude, I was studying it. I was, and the book for those out there is Think and Grow Rich. And it's kind of like aligning with a lot of the stuff that I've been trying to like produce in my mind. And I ended up going like so like I don't even know how to describe it. Like I went out to the lobby, and they have a fireplace at the lobby. I'm like over by the fireplace reading a book. Like
I missed the book.
Fucking hell extra.
Extra as fuck, dude. It was like I had my own study. So, dude, but it was cool, man.
good vibes though, right?
Dude,
Expanded your mind.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome until this fucking security guard comes and meets me at 5 a.m. and he's like, how you doing, man? I'm like, oh, this fucking guy. Ended up having a really good conversation with him, but I'm like clearly trying to read my book, but I ended up talking with him for a while. He was a cool dude, but I started diving deep into the book, and then you and I had that conversation after a meeting. And I just got fucking hyped.
Dude, I hyped him up so much. I was like, he's going to quit his job. I know it.
You called me right after that.
You
dude.
did?
Yeah.
You called
He called me like, dude, I think he's like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna quit his job.
for real?
He told me, he called it.
This fucking guy, dude.
Son of a
Brainwashed,
Dude, Donnie's
Son of a
over
bitch.
is over positive fucking vibes sometimes, bro. They
It
just
got me.
they got
It worked. He's next.
He's next.
Dude.
But dude,
So how was that experience?
yeah,
man?
how like what they walk me through like from the time so we had a really hyped up conversation.
Oh, I was juiced.
It was I was on a high, dude. After that, like I was like ready
Miss
to conquer the world, bro.
Miss Frizzle. Yeah, I was Miss Frizzling that bitch.
So on your way, like walk me through from when you left until like into work and doing your 2-week notice, like your feelings and thoughts and everything.
So obviously I'd been tampering with, like, I'd been in my heart, I knew, because I've been meditating a lot too. And when I meditate, I don't see that place in my vision. Like it's not there. Like they told me how much money that I would make if I'm, took the next job, the benefits, all of it. And I could make a great living. And it's a great living for a lot of people, and most people out there would think I'm absolutely insane. Right? Most people would think, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? And the answer is a lot is wrong with me, first of all. But it just wasn't in my vision, man, because I didn't want to give up that time anymore. Like my time is like so precious to me right now, and who I choose to spend it with and what I choose to do with it right now. Like that's been like the big thing on my mind is like, how am I going to like satisfy myself spiritually, and be okay that way. And try to further live out like not, like God's will and all that type of stuff and just be of service and to do the things that make me genuinely happy. And after that conversation, I went home and I told Bree, I said, hey, tonight's the night. You good? She's like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, go for it. I support you. I was like, all right, cool. I went to work. I'm like, walking in that motherfucker.
Fucking attitude.
Oh yeah, I knew it.
I can fucking picture this dude doing that, man.
No, I was humble. I was like, I fucking quit. No, I'm just playing. No, dude, I walked in there and, we had our meeting and I just grabbed my boss at the end. I was like, hey, man, I want to let you know I'm putting my 2 weeks in right now. And when I did that, it was, I don't know, dude, it felt like a handcuff came off almost, and it was a scary thing because I have a family, I have financial goals, I have debt that I need to knock out. Eventually I want to get back to the place to where I'm providing for my family like I once did. So a steady paycheck, that solves that. That does. A good salary, that solves that issue. That solves the roof. That solves the providing for the family. That solves the healthcare. That solves all of it, right? But it just, like I said, it goes back to that thing, man. It wasn't what I wanted. And, when my people found out at work, they were bummed. They were like, dude, what the fuck? Like we were, you were on all of our radar to do this and do that and do that. And I just told them, I was like, listen, I've really appreciated my time here. Like I've enjoyed my time in here and I'll miss the people there. Like I really, really enjoy the people that I work with. It's been a serious growth period for me, and a kid last night even asked me, he said, what's it going to feel like when you walk out of this place? And I told him it's going to feel like the end of a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And it really does feel like that for me, the end of a chapter. But for me, this was a step out of fear, because that fear is what locked me in for so long. And you even sent a meme when I was like walking into work one day. You're like, your salary is just what they pay you to keep you from your dreams or something like that. I forgot what. I forgot how it was worded.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of deep talks, man. I think it's something that we all been going through, and just having those conversations after our recordings and those long drives, man. We, we're delirious, we're tired, we're drained out from doing this, and sometimes it's a really quiet. It's almost where like in the state of mind where it's like nothing but pure honesty comes out of those conversations with you, and it's like a really one-on-one conversations that somehow God always puts me in your guys' life to deal with certain aspects of my life. And that's one thing since the beginning when I first met you. Like I remember grabbing shakes at Jack in the Box and we're talking about like our childhood and all the shit that I've been through. And it was like I had barely known you. And for some reason it was just we just fed off that vibe. So I get that a lot from me. So in those drives home, that was like a conversation I was constantly being brought up. But that going back to that meme, it was just something like we would have those conversations and you're asking like for our suggestions, our advice, or points of view, and it was just like I said, man. I look at you with so much potential, man. And like sometimes when I come around sayings and stuff like that, I'll send them out because it's just something that when I read that, it just reminded me of you, and I sent it to you.
No, dude, and I appreciate it, man. Like honestly, like I don't know, like the conversations that we have like really do affect me in a big way. Like, and I really do like dive in with them, and like I said, this was a really big step in stepping out of fear for me. And I think that is such a big struggle for so many people. Is that fear? Because I've watched someone very close to me, and all they ever wanted to do was like open up a skate shop, but the fear of not being successful and not being able to provide for his family, that's all legitimate. Those are all legitimate concerns. But there's no doubt in my mind that this individual would have like flourished had he like jumped into like an industry of his passion, and that's something that I don't want to do. I don't want to make that same mistake. Like I want to learn from that mistake. They say a wise man learns from his mistakes, but a wiser man learns from others.
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn from those mistakes. And I'm in a position right now where I have support around me. It's a good opportunity for me to do the things that I want to do. Bree and I have goals that we want to accomplish financially and just a certain lifestyle that we're aiming for, and we have a lot of conversations about this as far as, dude, you went to work for what, 2 weeks?
I had a humbling experience too, because I used to I had a crew. I was telling people what to do, running a crew.
Yeah.
Like making, look good money wise, but my time is the most valuable commodity that we don't get any more of.
Right.
And I was like, I'm done trading my time for this, why not integrate my passions with making some money? And, but yeah, no, I went back to work because I had that fear. I was like, shit, when's my next check coming in? This is like, I closed my first real estate deal. I think I had negative in my account, my bank account, but in that time, whatever, wait until the next one, I had no money. And I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I went back to work and for 2 weeks, but I was miserable because
yes, you were.
In my mind, I was like, I have goals and dreams that are bigger than this. And it was a good humbling experience. It reminded me, and it was a lesson of this is not what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And just how you say, learn from mistakes of others. I hate to say, but I do. I look at other people and their lives and what they did, and I learned from them. This is not what I want to do, and this is what I do want to do.
Right.
And I don't think it's it's not like shaming anyone.
No, it's not a slight. No.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's just me looking at everything, coming out of the jar and looking at the outside of the fucking jar.
And I think like you said, the thing that you have too is you were doing this to focus on your sobriety and get established with who you are and kind of refine yourself again.
Right.
And you've kind of gotten to that point and you have this, you didn't really, if I'm wrong, you didn't really need it financially. It was nice, but you don't need it because you have this other real estate job. And like you said, I work the same schedule. But that's fine for me. I'm a single guy. Yeah. I don't do anything at nighttime.
Yeah, you said you love it.
And I love it. And like I told you, I don't know how you did it. Cause when I do my work week, I work and then I go home, I sleep all day, I wake up and I go to work. That's why you guys never hear from me throughout my work week.
Yeah.
Having to do all the stuff that you had to do while working that night schedule, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
So I'm thoroughly impressed that you did and still managed to do all this and stay sober and all that. But when I got the text message that you did that, I was like, hell yeah, because I know you're meant for bigger things, and like you said, this was just a chapter, and you finally, I feel like you're established well enough to move on to the next chapter in your life. So
no, it means a lot, man. All you guys, I was so hyped to tell you guys. You guys were the first ones that I told. As soon as I did it, I told Bree I was going to do it, and I guess she
didn't even know that you told her. She was like, "Wait, what? You told me before you went to work?" And you were like, "Yeah." And
I know. She goes, "Oh, so you did put your 2 weeks?" I was like, "Yeah."
We talked about this.
I was like, "I thought you were talking it over with her before you went there."
No,
Anyways,
dude. I sent you guys that text, and I was so happy to send that because that was a moment because you guys have seen kind of the progression of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have been there with me during my conversations of, dude, it's time to fucking quit, and I just won't fucking do it, because this paycheck is keeping me fucking held captive right now, and So when I got to send that to you guys, I was like,
I was pumped. I like jumped. I think I jumped up and down a couple of times, dude. I was like, hell yeah.
dude, I think that's so funny. He fucking called you.
Yeah. Confirmed it. Confirmed kill.
I didn't get a phone
Executed
call.
perfectly.
Fuck, why, dude?
George was at work, dude.
Yeah, you're at work, dude.
Oh man.
Three of you guys are
dude,
friends.
that, like,
I'm just here.
Shut up, dude.
Fuck out of here.
You're just a guy who edits.
Oh, don't get Jordan.
I know.
But dude, that fear, man, I'm huge on fear because that's what it determines everything we do and we don't do in life, whether you recognize it or not. Like anyone listening, but like my mind was open to that, I was like, holy shit. It's literally our minds are developed over thousands or centuries and stuff to protect us. It's just manifesting a different protection nowadays. Like there's 4 things usually that create fear: uncertainty, attention, struggle, and some kind of change. Those are like the main things, other than like the fears of the 6 other fears that you read about, from the judgment and all the other. There's a ton of different fears, but I think we first have to become aware that we even have the fears and what it's doing to us. And that's where, when I started journaling about my fears, was really when I was like, damn, dude, this controls me, everything I do subconsciously. Like I'm consciously not even aware that this fear is controlling everything I'm doing from a day-to-day basis. And that's why,
There's a reason it's fuck everything and run, right?
face everything and rise.
But
False evidence.
Son of a bitch.
What else you want?
You said it's controlling everything you do. Fuck everything and run.
Face everything and recover.
That doesn't sound like fear. That sounds like some positive bullshit. When you have fear, you're saying fuck everything and run.
Well, there's 2 kinds of fears, I think. There's the one that's going to save my life. Like if I'm standing at the edge of a fucking cliff, I'm not going to take that step because I fear dying. But now there's like there's a fear where it's like protecting me from some uncomfortable situation because my mind doesn't know the difference. It just sees fear. And then it makes me do things like going up or quitting a job or asking for a raise or trying to apply for that new job. Like our mind doesn't know the difference between life-saving fear, because that's a legitimate thing. Like I don't want to step off a cliff and die. And it doesn't, or going and like whatever, applying for that other job. It doesn't know the difference. So we react to it no matter what.
Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying, but like, so say quitting that job and things like that. If you choose to quit that job and overcome that fear, you're not living in fear. So that's why, like, I don't think a positive acronym can come from fear because you're overcoming it. You're not, that fear isn't a part of you. Like it's helping motivating you to do something, but you're like, fuck the fear. I'm living in something else. A fear is when you overcome it, it's a negative. That's kind of.
Yeah. Well, what I've learned over the past, couple months is fear is always there, dude. Even like the most successful people always have fear, but it's not literally overcoming it. It's being aware of it and using it as almost as a compass. So if my fear is telling me to run north, I'm going to be like, well, fuck that. I'm going south and I'm going to do the exact opposite of whatever that fear is telling me to do. And like, if it's, I don't know, going and talking to some girl, dude. So your mind is like, I'm not going to do that because it's like all this fear running through your mind. We're creating all these fucking situations. Some of the most creative people deal with the most fear because we create these scenarios in our minds and our imaginations are so big. We create this story. We're the creator of it, we're the writer of it, and we're the reader of it, of our story in our mind. And it's all bullshit, dude. It's all a fucking illusion that we totally made up.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't know. That's my 2 bit on fear.
Fuck everything and run.
Fuck everything and run, dude. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Face everything and rise. Yeah, go for it. Like I agree. I agree. That's what you should do to overcome fear. That's all I'm fucking saying. I don't know. I agree with everything that you said, though.
I do. Either of you guys are wrong right now.
I know.
I just like watching you go back and forth about acronyms.
No, I mean, I definitely agree with everything you're saying, and so I was just trying to be the winner.
There it is.
My man. No, dude. But I mean, that just reminded me of like that saying that you said, right? Like, for so long I was running from something, and now I'm running towards something. Like
Yeah.
that fucking hits me, dude. Like that makes
Me
a lot
too.
of sense to me. Like
It's like, okay, if there's a hot ass girl in front of you, are you gonna, or there's a shark behind you? No, I'm serious, dude. This is one of my mentors said this to me. He was like, if there's a shark chasing you or a hot ass chick in front of you, which one are you gonna run faster from or for? And I asked Dylan the same question. He said, well, fuck, I'm gonna run from the shark faster than I'm gonna, run for some kind of pleasure is what it is. It's either running from pain or pleasure.
that pain's a great motivator.
The fucking biggest one. Like I said, I was in survival mode. Like that fear of living that life, dude. But
Totally. 100. Absolutely, dude. That's why I got clean. It wasn't because I was really scared of dying at that point. Like I fucking wanted to die most days. But the thought of having to live that every single day, wake up sick every single day, wake up shaking if I didn't have my shit every single day, that hustle, that grind, whatever it was, dude, that's terrifying to me. Like that's
any kind of
that's
resistance,
painful.
any kind of struggle or resistance in our life, our mind is going to try to protect us at all costs.
Yeah, well, and I heard something that made so much sense to me. Someone said, I don't change when my life is unmanageable. I change when my life is unbearable. And that's what?
I don't know. You just think I'm fucking look at me.
No, I just thought about a conversation we had.
Okay, yeah.
Never mind.
Yes, continue. Sorry.
No, now I want to know about this conversation.
No,
Like, fuck what I said.
It was just, earlier we were talking about Jordan was dealing with like just being some kind of stressed out with just a lot of work and everything going on with the
we had a
podcast
good
and-
conversation.
and yeah, so I was just reflecting back on it's usually every time I'm stressed out I grow from it. In the moment it fucking sucks, but I always end up coming out and reflecting back and like, oh wow, I'm glad I went through that.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's important that we talk to each other about these fears and about what's going on too, right? Because like I always bounce my stuff off of you guys. I was like, dude, this sucks. Like this sucks. Like I'm not happy right now. And the schedule like that I'm working, it's like it's not productive and I don't want to give them my time anymore. And I talked about it and eventually it just got worked out to where it's like we had enough conversations. And I actually went back to that same therapist that told me that I had a paycheck personality and I need to go fucking humble myself. And I had like it was almost like I was like seeking his permission. Like, is it okay now? Like, because did I pass?
Did I do good?
Did I do good? So I went to him. I was like, dude, this is where I'm at. This is what I want to do. He looks at me. He's like, yeah, dude. So fucking quit.
What the fuck you asking me for?
He's like, yeah. He goes, you did your job. He goes, you went and did it. He goes, you sober? I said, yeah, I'm fucking sober. He goes, all right. Did you learn anything? I said, yeah. You humbled? Did it humble you? I said, most days. So all right, spread your wings, kid. Time to fucking fly. That's exactly what he told me. Spread your wings. Time to fucking fly.
Why do you think you listen to his words so much?
I fucking trusted him, dude. Dude.
No, I question them because I listen to certain people really
What,
I trust their word and what they say, and I just want to know why you.
So this dude, what?
I'm listening, dude. It's funny.
What's funny?
Continue.
This fucking kid, dude. I swear to God.
It almost felt like because he's been telling you for a long time, quit.
Oh,
So when he said like, dude, well, why'd you listen to him? You're like, I trust him. It's like almost a backhand, like I don't fucking trust you. As you're just like telling, well, I run everything by you. It's fucking funny, dude.
I'm listening to my therapist.
That makes sense.
Fuck you. Now the goomers.
I know.
That way.
I know.
Yeah,
Now that
you're
you
right.
say-
That's fucking bullshit.
That is my bad, bro. I'm sorry. No, it's
No, but certain people have effect on you, like certain like that really get to you and hit you in a way that you're just like, there's that comfort in it, in those words.
yeah. Well, first off, I want to say I have actually learned a lot from you, Donnie, and it's more of anything your ability or your willingness to walk through the fear. You worked that job 2 weeks, you were fucking miserable. I remember telling you, bro, you need to quit. Cause like, dude, you're stressing me out. Like I'm worried for you right now. Like you're not doing good right now. And so I have learned a lot from you, man. Like I'm reading that book. You gave me you forced me my first sponsee, like all this shit, dude. Like I have learned a lot from you. But with this dude, man, he just had a story that really resonated with me. He was a super successful business owner, millionaire, like just had the ability to convey a message to someone that instantly gained their business. You know, just like one of those types of cats. And he lost it. You know, he lost his shit because of his addiction. But then he like fucking made it back. Like he just fucking made it back. And he would always tell me like, dude, his saying, and it's like an old saying, but he would always say, it doesn't fucking matter what you do, Dylan. It doesn't matter what you do. Cream will always rise to the top. He said, it doesn't fucking matter. And he looked at me, he goes, and he told me, and it's something that like really hit me hard because he just told me, he said, Dylan, you have something that you can't teach. And when he told me that, like, I fucking believed him, you know, like and my dad's been telling me that my whole fucking life, you know, but like I fucking, for some reason on this day at this fucking particular diner, I fucking believed it, you know, and like, that's like, it all kind of started getting set more and more and more in motion. And dude, after that conversation, I was like, dude, this is fucking time, man. Like, when am I going to do it? I keep saying I'm going to fucking do this. I keep saying I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my 2 weeks in. I'm going to go fucking flip this house. I'm going to do this. Fuck that. When am I going to do it? We wouldn't even start the fucking podcast if Bree didn't put us on the spot. You know what I mean? Like, I needed that motivation. Like, so I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to keep making the same mistake over and over and over and over. Tonight's a fucking night, man. Like, tonight's the night that I go and I step out of that fear and I take a fucking step. I might fall flat on my face. I don't know. But I don't plan on it. You know, and even if I fucking fail, dude, in that book, they're talking about Thomas Edison. That motherfucker failed like thousands of times, it said in there, before he created the light bulb. Can you imagine what he felt like when that bitch blew up?
That book fucking,
like, shit, dude.
The stories of the people in that book fucking stoked me out. Dude.
Oh, I was hyped.
He didn't fail. He found out over 200 ways on not to make a light bulb.
Ooh. Are you Donnie? Are you Donnie?
I'm pretty sure that's in the movie National Treasure.
That's definitely a movie. You need to brush up on the movies.
Oh, fuck you, man.
Just got mad because it kind of took his time.
Right. I felt like you're about to like face everything. Right. Oh, fuck. What was it? I had
the stories of the people in that book.
Dude, Guglielmo Marconi. When
Whoa,
he created the
what?
That was
radio.
Clean. That was clean. One more time.
Guglielmo?
That shit was sick, bro.
Guglielmo Marconi.
Nice.
Motherfucker, dude, all right. The dude who created the radio waves, his friends had him admitted to a crazy hospital when he told him he had found a way to send messages through air.
Yeah.
And that would sound crazy, right? Like fucking... Oh, in that time,
the balls on this guy.
Fucking balls on this guy. Like, for real, if someone tells you that, like, yo, Goomer, if I tell you something, you promise not to say anything? I have a way to send messages through the air. Like, you'd be like, what the fuck? Especially in that time when there's no technology. But, like, he saw a vision, right? And everyone else thought he was fucking insane. Yeah. He saw a vision. The dude who went to go work with Thomas Edison,
I forget his name, but
Darby.
He
his last name was Darby.
showed up there and he said, I will work with. He had a vision.
Dude, fucking took a train, like hop trains to get there.
Nothing.
Showed up like a fucking bum, dude. Just showed up to Edison's office like, yo.
Ended up being one of Edison's closest associates ever.
Yeah.
He showed up there with absolutely nothing except the desire and the vision to be one of his associates, and he made it happen no matter what.
Yeah, started at the bottom too.
Started at the bottom.
Doing just
they didn't even recognize
work.
him.
Yeah, fucking pushing brooms, papers, that type of shit. And then eventually became, I'm working with Thomas Edison. Like, that's my associate. That's not my boss. That's my associate. And like, that's the type of shit, man. Like, fuck, dude. That's the shit that gets me going. Like, I love the stories of like some broke fucking smart kid who just makes it big because he fucking believed. You know, like that shit stokes me out. I want a little piece of that shit.
Yeah,
I want a little piece of that shit.
I'm all about it, man. Like, fuck the fear, dude. It shows up every day, but it's like, it's bullshit, dude. It's all in my imagination, and that's the craziest thing about it. Like,
well, I think a big part too is like the retraining of my mind. The retraining of my mind. For so long, I'm a depressed piece of shit. Yeah, everyone. Okay, yeah, I got talent. Yep. Okay. Well, the most common thing in the fucking world is wasted talent. All right, what else? Okay, I'm a lazy motherfucker. If I'm a depressed piece of shit and lazy motherfucker, and I tell myself that over and over and over and over, I'm gonna be a depressed piece of shit and a lazy motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
that's just what I'm gonna be.
Power of the mind.
100%. And I've been working really hard, bro, just to like shift that perspective. And that, you know what's funny too? As soon as I like the day after I started reading that book, and I'm just like sitting there, like, and it tells you, envision yourself with your goals already.
Mm-hmm.
Envision yourself like having it, like you, like that power of positivity, like
I can
the positive
make my
thought.
imagination,
The
something positive.
those 2 days I had 2 real estate leads come in. Like that day, like both for like some, I think both of them for homes that wanted to be sold. I was like, fuck it, it's working. Like,
one day, the universe is working.
That fireplace worked.
Dude, it's weird though how stuff like that happens though, man. We start continuously putting stuff out in the universe like that.
Well, dude, think
In
about
our minds.
Yeah, I'm over here. I keep telling myself I'm gonna stop living in fear, and I haven't fucking started yet, man.
You gotta dance with it, bro.
Well, dude,
I'm trying, dude. I want to be that confident person, and I feel like in a lot of ways I do. Like in a lot of ways, I say fuck fear because whatever. But there's certain ones that get me and hold me back, especially. And this is the biggest one, but especially the fear of what everyone thinks about me. And I know that that's like something that we're like trained from fucking grade school to not care about, but it does. But it does. And it's like, even when, you know, we're all talking about like, to go back to the little fit that I had earlier when I kind of had a little breakdown. I don't like doing that because I'm afraid that you guys are going to think I'm fucking annoying. And people are going to think, so I don't ever try
I think
to,
you're fucking annoying.
I know you do.
I'm just kidding.
I don't tell people my problems, and I don't tell people the things that are going on to me because I can fucking deal with them myself. This is my walk and my journey and my burden to bear, and I'll fucking figure it out. And I know that's not the right way to think, but that's my default, and I don't want to put it on anybody else because I don't want them to be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Is he getting, you know, different things like that. I just have this giant fear of, and it stops me from being creative. It stops me from trying to do the things that I want to do because I'm like, people aren't going to like this thing that I made. People aren't going to like this picture that I took. People aren't going to like this. So I'm just not even going to put it out. That girl's not going to like me. So I'm just not even going to try. This is, all these different things, that fear of what other people think about me is my big fear of shit that's holding me back. And why I've been quiet like this whole episode, because I'm like, I'm fucking still living in it real deep.
Dude, well, no, hold on, dude. I want to make it very fucking clear that I have not just like conquered fear, just whipped my dick out and just like, there's fear.
I'm like riddled with fear, as you said.
Yeah. We're over here, we're still talking about making an episode of Fear, and we're just like, I did this, face everything and rise. I'm like, damn, that's not what I thought we were going to be fucking talking about.
It's a perspective.
Well,
I'm like, these guys won. I'm over here fucking chicken shit, dude.
I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you sharing your fears, dude, because I've dealt with the same fear. I still deal with the same fears. But when I journal about my fears, like someone has me write out my fears and then write out what it's like, looks like if I overcome this fear and not live in the outcome that my mind has made up, like from that fear. It's like, okay, what is the complete opposite of this? So you go talk to a girl and she says no. Okay, we got to know. What happens if that conversation goes good and she says yes? Like, what does that look like? What does the positive look like?
I think I'm more afraid of that.
You're putting the work. You gotta put the work.
Then I gotta fucking keep going, dude.
So true.
Yeah,
so true.
I think I might be able to deal with the no. It's the yes that I don't think I can fucking handle.
The fear of responsibility, dude.
that is. Dude. Honestly, I do think that you've stepped through a lot of fear, though. In my honest opinion, because a big part of that conversation earlier, right, that we had. And first of all, I don't love that you feel that way. I love when we have those conversations. There's been 2 times where I feel like you've kind of reached a boiling point. And you and I've been like, dude, no, let's just talk about it. You know, first time was when I was like, bring your fucking computer, you were just pissed. And we sat down and like, I felt like our relationship grew from it. Even right now, you know, I feel like I just want to talk because I want I truly do. I feel like you guys, I mean, I feel like we're family, dude. Like we're starting this thing. Like this is like starting, I mean, I feel like we're a family together. I really do. And I want the family to be strong as a whole, you know? But one of your big things was like, I'm working on this and I already feel like it's going to suck and everyone's going to fucking hate it already. But I'm putting so much effort and it's pissing me off because I'm working on something that's just shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but you're still putting it out. Like you're still doing it. Like that right there is overcoming a fear. In my opinion, at least, what I see from you, a lot of the shit that you've done, honestly, I don't know, dude. You've done a lot of stuff earlier than I was doing it.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
say that.
Me
you
too.
know?
Me too, dude.
So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself either.
Yeah.
Remember, like Donnie's coming up on 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
coming up on 18 months and 2 days. You're coming up on a year still. So that like in this short amount of recovery, I know for damn sure that I am not the same person in recovery at 18 months than I was at 1 year.
Yeah.
You know, like there has
Hell no.
that 6 months has been a serious amount of time to grow and like progress in my recovery, feel my emotions, and more importantly, learn how to process my emotions. Because you were talking about that earlier, right? Like I just realized I struggle with anger issues. Like I remembered that now, you know, like that's all stuff that like has taken me so much time, you know? So I wouldn't stress about where you're at as far as dealing with fear. Cause when I was at 11 months, 2 weeks, I was still at that fucking job. Like not even like considering quitting yet because I was still like fucking, oh well, shit, I need this, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Cut yourself some slack, Jordan.
Yeah,
Fuck
dude.
everything and run, bro.
No, I give you props, bro, because where you're at now is I wasn't that far, dude. And I think it's because of you continuously sticking around people that have already been through it and are like helping you or pushing you through it. Like I said, that stress is a good thing. Like it can be good, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's real easy to forget that we're not on the same sobriety.
We're not, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just
I
'cause we're all
forget that.
together all the
just
fucking
until
time.
just until you said it, you know, it's kind of
Dude,
we all
what-
act the same. We're always together, but you know, I always forget. And there's different there's stages. Like when
It's
you guys
level-
told me the 10, 11 month thing, and I was like, these fucking guys. And then my 10, 11 months has been like this, dude.
there's levels of this shit, dude. It's like a video game.
well, you were what, like 5-6 months when we started this?
Yeah.
Our fourth as five.
Dude, there's no way in hell I would be doing what you would be doing at 4 or 5 months.
Oh fuck! He still had glasses. He was skinny.
Oh, dude, I took him
Dude.
to the strip club.
I know, dude.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh, I've heard this
dude.
Where was I?
You're married. What do you mean? You're married.
Shit, I wouldn't care.
I did.
Is that when you guys called me when I was out of town?
I don't know.
We would never put you in a situation.
It was before
I never
me.
would have even
We
invited
have
you.
enough
before I
respect
was-
for your relationship to not invite you to.
Yeah.
It's shitty, but I wouldn't go to a strip club
No,
with
hell no.
Fuck you.
you. Anyways, yeah, he took me to a
Anyways.
strip club.
Back
Man. I
to
was scared as
Anyway,
shit, bro.
He was, dude.
Hey.
Anyways.
Why?
Dude, well, we had a conversation
They're-
after a meeting this one time. Some dude's like, hey, man, you know, and he had like a certain length of sobriety. He's like, yeah, and I was hanging out with other people in recovery, and we went to a certain place, and there was bar and this and that all over. The scenery was like, and just not a good place for someone in early recovery to be in. And he said he kind of had a lot of triggers. He started getting irritated, this and that. And then, so as he went on with the story, you know, he said he had to take a moment to restart. You know, it was like, hey, control his emotions, his thoughts, and stuff like that. So when he was telling the story, I was like, man, you're lucky. I was like, it's cool to go to those environments when in early sobriety, especially not by yourself. Like you have people to hold you accountable. And I was telling him when I was like fucking fresh into the room, it was like 3 months sober, 4 months sober. Dude, they were taking me to fucking bars at karaoke
I feel bad.
nights,
Not like that.
fucking strip
That was
clubs.
selfish. That was selfish.
They're like, oh, it's all right, you know, because they all had like, they were all already really bonded in the fellowship, and they all had like some people. I think Donnie, you were the one with the least amount of sobriety of that group,
Yeah,
right?
the other people,
are
yeah.
already like, over a year, dude. So, you know, and I felt comfortable with Donnie, and everybody made me feel welcome. They're like, yeah, you'll be all right, dude. And we're karaoke at a bar, and I was just sitting like terrified, dude, scared. And then like one of the persons from the fellowship like comes up to me, and was like, how you feeling, Goomer? I was like, fuck you. I was like, I want to hit that fool in the face. I want to drink that. Like, what do you? And I just started like filtering it out. She's like, yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I
remember-
just like they just threw me to the wolves, bro. Like right away, dude.
I remember hearing this story like when I first came in the rooms. You guys were talking about it when we were outside, and I was like, "Oh man, if I become friends with these guys, we're gonna go to bars, we're gonna go to strip clubs, they're gonna have me meet girls." And fucking none of that happened.
COVID, bro.
We were at the bar a lot actually.
Yeah, we
Playing
was
pool.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
gonna play pool a lot. And
Old
shit like
habits
that.
die hard, man.
Real hard.
Yeah.
Dude,
I know that time we tried to fucking go around and find a pool table to play after the football game, and they were all closed because of COVID.
I know, dude.
Speaking of fear, that same time we went to a bar, we told Donnie go out.
Oh shit.
We're like, go get that girl's number, dude. And he pumped himself up. It took him a long time, but he finally did it, bro. Did you talk to her? Or you just went
Shut
up
down, dude. That's that shit, dude. It's like, all right, well, don't do that again.
but you did it though, right?
But I did it, bro. Yeah, I did it.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he did. Hey, he
I
did go
have-
and ask at Top Golf.
I have two.
You've been taking his
I have
shots,
two
man.
fears. I could go jump out of a fucking airplane. That's fine. Like, I'm cool with that.
It's fun.
No fear. It's fun. That's fun to me. But my two biggest fears are public speaking and going and talking to like some beautiful women. Like, that's my two biggest fears that I deal
Nothing
with.
happens,
And my
though.
major fear is like not living up to my full potential because
That's
people,
Inadequacy. That was big on my 4-step.
yeah, people like, even in my addiction, like, you have so much potential and you're just wasting your potential. You're doing this. And I'm like, I don't freaking, like, I didn't, looking back, they were like yelling it at me, but I didn't hear it because I was just stuck in that delusional world. Like, I wasn't worth shit, you know? But now, like, my mind it's a process, growing process. I see that I do have potential. I just need to tap into it.
Dude, you went and asked that one girl at Top Golf too, bro.
Yeah, hey, but
Those-
shut down, dude. But
Like,
hey,
do you remember we were
200 ways not to ask a girl.
Dude, because he was out there for a minute, and I was telling Goomer, I was like, dude, I think he's getting the number.
Oh, yeah.
And then he walks in, she said no.
yells it from like 20 feet away. Like, that's just a fact.
You know what that no meant?
What?
One step closer to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude.
you
That
go,
light
man.
bulb's going off eventually, dude.
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
did you guys
dude.
see that TikTok or meme or whatever that Will Smith made about fear, about jumping out of an airplane?
Mm-mm.
When he realized, like, he said it was so terrifying. He was at the edge and he was terrified. He's realizing that he was really scared to jump out of his airplane. So then when he jumped out, it was just so intense that it was just so scary. But once he realized that he had reached the maximum fear level that he can feel or go through, everything else was enjoyable of the skydiving and stuff like that. And when I heard that, dude, it just hit me hard because it just applies to everything, dude. Once you quit your job, it's just like you can get that fresh breath of air. It's just like it goes along with anything, dude. Like,
No,
Mm.
yeah, absolutely. And you brought up something earlier too, the creativity aspect of it.
Mhm.
Oh,
Dude,
kills it.
kills
Fucking
fear. Dude,
creativity
money and
killer.
fear kill my fucking creativity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, for real, like, and think it's something that you and I were talking about. Like, if money didn't exist, where would your creative process be?
yeah.
And I was like, fuck, dude, I'd be like wanting to do all this. I'd be doing all that, but fuck, how am I going to like pay my fucking car? Like all this type of shit, dude. Like, all that type of stuff, bro. Like, that's all the stuff that I want to remove from my life. And that inadequacy thing, dude, that's real. Like, the whole like not living up to my potential.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, that was really, really big on my 4-step. If anything, that was probably my biggest fucking fear. Like, it's just living an inadequate life and just being fucking nothing more than just some average fucking guy who just goes through a mundane, boring life and just really has no experience to get out of it. Like, that like terrifies me. And that's something that, as small as it may sound to the outside world, for me, it was a really fucking big step to say, this is my 2 week notice, and I'm gonna go try to like live this life that I want to fucking live,
that you can vision.
that I can vision, man.
So if you can
Mhm.
vision it, you can make it happen. Like, I truly believe that.
I'm starting to believe that too. I
Okay.
really am.
I would always question it, man. Like, it's like when you would ask for like my advice or suggestions, I was just like, I just could not understand someone with so much potential and talent and just everything, like all the gifts that you have be like fear. You know what I mean? Like you're scared of it. It's like, dude, what are you scared of, dude? Like, if I don't like, but it's easier for me to say because I'm not in your shoes, right? I don't process things and I don't feel things the way
Well, so
you do, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like, why wouldn't you want to do that? It's like, it seems so simple from my point of view, because I just see like so much potential that you could. It's like that dude told you, he's like, dude, you just have the personality and the potential to do whatever the fuck you want and achieving it. It's like, dude, like if I had those gifts, well, at least this is what I tell myself, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. We had a conversation about this shit.
We never see our own worth, dude. Everyone else will see it in us because we never think we're good enough. That's that whole fear of like, I'm not good enough. Every single person has some level of that.
Well, he tried to play me. He tried to act like I was dumb. He goes,
Let's hear this one.
That sounds like a goomer.
oh yeah. I was like,
What the fuck's that mean? That does not sound like me at all.
Yes, it does.
No, fuck you.
Because someone was telling me, he's like, why? I don't understand, like, why you make your life so difficult, Dylan. Like, someone, I forget the conversation, but someone says that's the gist of the conversation was like, I don't kind of say what you're saying. Like, dude, you've done this, and that. Like, look at your track record and like, look at what you can do. Like, why are you making your life so difficult? And you were like, yeah, exactly. Why the fuck you making your life so difficult? And I look at you, I'm like, motherfucker, what about you? Like, because you've told me, like, he's mentioned it even on this, I think the podcast, you made like what 80 G's in like 3-4 months or something like that. Like that's a substantial amount of money. And you're like, yeah, I'm like, dude, you fucking avoid accountability and responsibility at all costs. He chose to work for his brother. Are we allowed to say under the table?
You already
IRS. Fuck it. We can edit it out.
Just keep going.
All right.
Oh, fuck you. All right, we're gonna go there. You guys,
Because you got paid under the table. Who cares, dude?
All right. And then he goes and picks another job where he's limited accountability, limited responsibility under the table.
That's not all my fault, though.
Dude, all I'm saying is, bro, is like
it is. But it's different things. I don't want to like. It's I feel like you're just putting me on the spot now. That I just like. All right, now I gotta feel like I explain myself.
You have to defend yourself. You don't have to.
I don't
You
have
don't.
to.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying any of this to defend you. I'm saying you have all of the fucking necessary like tools to make a good life for yourself too. And but you do. You're fucking hilarious. You're the only person that is universally liked.
Anyway,
Like that I know. You know what
I know,
mean?
like even in the meetings, we'll always be like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to share anything," and then they'll start talking and just spit fire every single time.
Everyone's like in Goomer's palms like this.
Yeah,
Even me, I'm just like,
but going back to the fear, that's not how I see myself, dude. Going
Right,
back to fear, like when you guys say
That's where I
share,
was going
I was
with
like,
it.
man, you guys, I feel like almost like it goes back to that the way my mind's being trained. Am I getting bullied? You know, like childhood trauma.
Oh,
Are you
yeah,
guys pushing my buttons to make me look stupid or feel stupid? Am I gonna fucking, you know, it's like certain things that go in my head that I'm training myself. But like after I share and say, dude, a lot of people come up to me and say, dude, that's a really good share. And I'm just like, fuck you. Don't lie to my face. Like, because the way I see myself, right? It's like, dude, why are you so scared to quit your job? You have endless potential to live a great life, but then how I see myself, but you're telling me the same thing. It's just, so is it really like just made up shit? Fucking fear? Like it doesn't fucking exist.
The most, like I said, dude, it's proven the most creative people struggle with fear the most because we imagine these stories in our minds to such a high level that we fucking believe them. But it's complete bullshit and it's all from fear. Like that was the whole story that I made up in my mind was just an illusion that I created. I imagined it.
Yeah, I think it comes back to, and I think I've said this on the podcast before, but it just reminded me of, you know, that we're all the main character in our own movie.
Yeah.
You know, so we're all the main character in our story. So everything that we do to us seems like a huge deal. You walk by a group of people and they're laughing. You're thinking, "Oh my God, they're laughing at me." When they don't even know you exist. They're thinking about something in their own like world.
Oh,
you know?
dude, that was the worst.
So it's like we're not as things that we do are not as big of a deal to other people as we make them out in our head.
Dude, you want to talk about fear of being
ego.
on meth, dude? When you get on psychosis, dude,
I forgot we were talking about drugs.
fucking fear is for real, dude. Like that paranoia, dude. That is the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life, man. When I'm not, dude. When I called you the other day and I felt, I was like, dude, Dylan, I got humbled by God. Dude, it made me feel this big, Jordan. Like when you say like walking past those people that are laughing, like, dude, I'm not fucking important. I'm not that important, and I'm not that big or like unique. It's just unique or different. And it's like not everybody's thinking of me. It's like I think in parts like, you know, my ego always thinking of me,
Ego driven fear,
and then fucking just shit that it's like trauma from like using drugs and shit like that. That I still have those episodes, dude, of like Like I'll get like psychosis episodes, dude, and those are the worst, man. Like that shit.
Right now,
fucks-
like in sobriety, you've had a
dude.
psychosis episode.
I've gone so far, coming up on like what 17 months, what 18? Yeah, 17 months. I've had 2 bad ones, bro, where I feel like I'm on like coming down on meth, bro, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And I couldn't identify it, man. It was a real fucking.
You started
thing,
tripping
dude.
balls, like in sobriety.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you thought people were talking about you?
Dude, I started hearing like those voices, the shadow shit. Dude, it was like a legitimate, like I was like a traumatic thing that was happening to me. And not until I went to a meeting, dude, that I had no idea like what I was going through. That speaker said that she was going through that stuff in episodes, like, and she had like years and years, dude, and it still comes, dude. And I was just like, just the comfort of like, why am I feeling like this? And just leaving it at like, oh, because you fucking did drugs for 16 years, Goomer. And just leaving it at that had something to do with it. And then I can just leave it there and just leave it to God. Like, hey, God, I feel this way. Just give it to him. And that whole fear, and it does go away. But experiencing that was a fucking new fear for me, dude. It was crazy, dude.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Bro. I think you need to see a neurologist.
No, I like when I was in treatment, they told me that the PAWS, your post-acute withdrawal
Well, I know
syndrome,
about that.
can last for up to 6 months. But if you do meth, it can be up to 2 years that you can have those.
Same with acid and hallucinations, right? Like that shit stays in like liquid between your joints. So like when you crack your back or pop a bone or just like you crack your
Pop a
finger.
bone?
I thought he said pop a boner.
No, you just get hard and start tripping.
No, I was talking about like dislocating a finger or something, dude. Like that chemical
No more
gets released.
TikTok for Goomer.
I don't even have TikTok. That's their guys.
I deleted it, dude.
I got it. Follow me.
Fear's a motherfucker, man.
No, I'm sorry, dude. No, my dad would talk about his flashbacks that he'd have a lot of times, I guess. So I mean, I feel you. I've had people talk about that, and there have been weird times where like I'll move my hand and be like, "The fuck? Is it back?"
This is a lack of sleep, I think.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I need
So,
to see a
Goomer,
neurologist,
what's some of your biggest fears, dude?
The ones that have been popping up for me lately is just fear of not being able to provide for my family, man. Like just not knowing what to do with life, you know, like just everything that we've been talking about lately, and like you quitting a job and like finding purpose in life, dude. I've been really fucking struggling with that because I don't know what to do. And it's like how you said, dude, time is so valuable that I don't want to waste it no more, dude. But not doing nothing and just sitting there and like in limbo almost is probably the worst way I can spend my fucking time. That's why like I started picking up the big book and just started doing more, at least if I don't know which way I'm going in life, at least I can go to my program and recovery and just fall back on that and at least continue to work on myself and discover more things and learn more things about me. That way it's like I can at least grow spiritually and mentally and like and personally, man. Like I discover new shit about me like all the time as soon as I start picking up the literature, start journaling and just start meditating again, dude. Me and Jordan just hit a meditation meeting not too long ago because I needed it because I was so fucking cluttered up here, dude, and I just had nowhere to fucking to do or where to go and what was up or down, dude. Everything seemed like the world was gonna end, and it was just a bunch of fears fucking creeping up that it was overwhelming. And I just started writing it out, man. And I was like, fuck. Well, at least I don't know what to do, but at least I can just keep trying to develop a better person of who I'm trying to become. And that's always my fallback, dude, when I feel overwhelmed or I don't know what's up or down or where to go with fucking life, dude.
That meditation
I love
meeting, that meditation meeting was dope too, because that was like, I felt like that was a God shot for me because I mean, we were sitting there at the meeting before where we talked about anger, and then, you know, I never plan on going to the meditation meeting afterwards. But it was just like, no one was going to do anything afterwards. I didn't have anything to do except I was going to go home and watch serial killer documentaries. And like Goomer's like, I'm going to stay. And it was just like one of those things, like something inside me just went, you don't have anything to do. Stay for the meditation meeting. And it was fire, you know, like we just sat there, meditated. We talked about peace and like different things like that in there. And it was just like this really calming thing that like I felt like I was supposed to be there, and it doesn't happen that often
good,
to me.
man.
So that was that was good.
Someone put it in perfect words, like meditation, because every time I slack on meditation, man.
I
like,
do too.
I love it, and once I start doing it and start putting it into my routine, like it's amazing. I feel light, I feel happy, I feel like, you know, it's where I turn my will over to God, and things just happen to me, man. It's just 24 hours and 24 hours and then 24 hours. It's just life is easier when I meditate, man. It clears my head up. But someone put it in perfect words, like meditation is like sharpening your recovery tools. And that's truly how I feel, man. When I can just sit there by myself and meditate and realize all the spiritual tools that I have and gained in life, and just reflect on whatever's going on in my life, dude. And the answers do come as long as I continue to start doing the next right thing, and shit just starts falling back into place, dude. I just took like a big ego fucking shot, dude.
Dude, I loved it. When you called me and you're like, dude, God humbled me.
5 weeks.
5 week ass whooping.
Not fun, man.
What'd you say? You thought you could take God's hands?
It was crazy, dude. Fear.
Mm.
It was all because of insecurities. New relationship. I'm scared of fucking getting cheated on. I'm scared to get played on because it's such a big thing in my past. You know, it's like, and you guys kind of saw me going through it, and you guys gave me some good advice that helped me reflect on it. But it's just like I told you, it's like, what's a common thing in all those issues, dude? It's fucking me. So I started digging what the fuck is going on. What's fucking
Finally. No, I'm just kidding. Breakthrough.
It was a big breakthrough, man.
You can tell people stuff. I've done that the same thing with me, dude. You can tell people stuff all the time. It's not until they finally get it themselves. Like that's when people tell me stuff and tell me stuff and tell me stuff. But until I come to the realization myself,
Self-discovery
finally starts to
Love
break
it.
through.
What's some of your biggest fears, Dylan?
I said them all.
No,
Did you, though?
you talked about overcoming one fear.
What's your what's some of your biggest
Legitimately, like inadequacy.
Yeah.
Living in, like I said, living in an inadequate life. I mean, it
Okay.
terrifies me. It really fucking does, man. Like to think that I will go through life and not experience the things that I want to experience, or reach out and be of service to people the way that I want to be of service to people, and like leave. So one of the big things is I want to leave this impression on my daughter that you don't have to do it one fucking way. Because I really don't give a fuck what she does in her life, as long as what she's doing makes her fucking happy, genuinely happy. And I don't give a fuck if she wants to go to school, college, go work the 9 to 5, and that's what makes her fucking fulfilled inside. Cool, great, go do it. But I want her to know that that is not the only fucking way to do it. You know, because for so long, I feel like it was drilled. Like me and Bree were having a conversation about this. For so long, it was drilled in my head, like, go to school, go to college, get a good job. I don't like school. Fuck college. And I don't want your job.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel, right? And I look at all these people, I'm like, all right, well, this motherfucker's making movies for a living, loving life. This dude's like traveling the fucking world, eating food for a living, loving life. This dude's fucking staying at all these, you know, like I'm looking at all these people, all these men and women who are like enjoying life through a creative outlet and fucking supporting themselves and just living that shit up. I'm like, dude, fuck UPS. You know, like, no, not fuck UPS, but like fuck this job, like fucking job. You know what I mean? Because I want her to know that there's a different way.
It's not the job; it's how the job made you feel, right?
Yeah, it's not the job at all. I really
I feel like Jordan's
enjoyed
like,
it.
well, fuck you. I like my job.
It has nothing to do with that. Like I actually really, really enjoyed my time. But again, I want to make it very fucking known that like, yo, and this is what my dad tried to beat in my fucking head. But again, it's self-discovery, right? You can tell me what to do all you fucking want. And my dad called it too. When he would tell me, like that time I fucking came home from the casino, lost all my money. He said, well, sonny boy, you only do that about 20, 30 more times before you learn your lesson. Fucking right. It took about 30 to 40 more times before I learned my lesson, you know, because same thing, hard-headed, stubborn as fuck, selfish, self-centered to the core, right? So like I'm always thinking about me and like fuck what you say because I got it all figured out.
I'm different. I'm the one.
I'm the one. I'm Captain Recovery, motherfucker, smartest man in the world, right? Self-diagnosed, smartest man in the world. Fucking firmly believed it in my head. Thought I had it all figured out. He would always tell me like, dude, you can do whatever you want in this world. Do whatever the fuck you want in this world. But the fucking training had already been taking place. Not necessarily by my parents, but just the training of society had already been taking place. And Bree and I were having this conversation. She didn't even realize there was a fucking other way, except to go to college, except to do this, except to do that. You know, so like that's the training of the mind.
Mhm.
And I want to like, and there's nothing wrong with college if that's what you want to do. Like, if that's what you want to do, cool. If you want to go get that degree, cool, whatever. I support you, fucking more power to you. If that's what makes you happy, go get it. For me, fuck that. In the interview I even had too, when they were asking me like, "Hey man, we'd really like to see you advance to this level of management. Would you be interested in getting your degree?" I looked at them. I said, "Absolutely fucking not." They said, "Well, why not?" I said, "I have zero interest in giving a university another penny of my money."
Mm.
And they were like fucking dumbfounded. They were like, "What the fuck? The balls on this kid! Fucking come in here and like say this shit to us."
Dude, some of the stories that you tell me about your work, bro, I was like, you really said that, dude? He's like, damn right. Damn right. Fucking ego, dog. But they're hilarious, dude.
But
Go back and watch the tape, and he's just like, "No, I don't want to go."
Nah, dude, I just, like I said, I really want to make a last. I don't want my daughter to ever see me high or drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And I want her to see that her parents found a way to live life on a beautiful, like spiritually fucking free level. You know, like that's the type of stuff that stokes me out. And I want her to grow up and see, okay, well, yeah, I mean, that's cool. I'll take some college class if I want. But I want her to grow up and see, like, no, my potential lies within and like what I want to do. And if she wants to be a fucking scientist, cool. You want to be a doctor? Cool. Lawyer? Cool. You want to be a fucking school teacher? Cool. I don't give a fuck. You want to be a janitor? That's cool if that's what makes you happy. I really don't give a shit. But I want her to grow up and just know, like, my potential is within and that I could fucking jam out whichever way I see fit.
Mm-hmm.
And like make a genuine life out of that, you know, because that's what I want. And I've never seen that. I've heard of stories, I know of people, but I've never seen it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I've never seen anyone in my family like truly like enter recovery. Like I'm the first one for that. Like fuck it, let's keep the first rolling then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how
like
I feel too, man.
let's keep that shit rolling. Let's fucking get down with
Dude,
the get down.
I was talking to my mom, dude, and I was sitting there and like, she's talking about ego for some reason, man. She was watching some YouTube videos and she was talking about
did
ego.
you go to meetings?
I know, dude, right? and we started talking about fears. It was crazy conversation. I don't have a conversation with my mom. Like we're not close. Like that. We have it's a weird bond.
Right.
But anyways, but she started talking about fear and I started taking her inventory, right? Because I'm fucking Captain Recovery over here and
One in
fucking I
7
know
billion.
everybody's shit and
Yeah.
I'm fucking smart and all this, dude. And I started taking her inventory and I started taking shots at her. Like little light ones, like just little things, you know, little pebbles throwing rocks. And she turns around, she opens up. She's like, "You know why I'm the way I am, son?" And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "Because when I was growing up, I seen a lot of fucked up things." She's like, "I didn't grow up easy with parents or nothing like that." And she got deep with it, man. She
Humbled your ass quick.
she humbled, but the way she put fear in is because like I was raised with a lot of fear. It's going back to that program. My mom raised, I believe, the best she could, and I'm really grateful. I'm not saying, you know, anything like she's a bad parent or she didn't raise me right or whatever. And not saying that at all, but I know my upbringing has a lot of fear based in it.
Mhm.
Don't do this because it's scary. Don't go over there because it's scary. This, and that. But I don't think I ever understood that, you know? Like, I don't think I comprehended that at an early age. I was like ignorant almost. And I think I continued with that because fear, it's like, you know, jumping, doing dangerous things, that rush, it was like a drug. It's like, hell yeah, dude, going to beer runs, fucking, you know, doing all this stupid shit that is scary or unacceptable or breaking the law or stuff like that. It was just,
funny,
it wasn't
dude.
scary. You know, that I thought that was like becoming a man, you know, overcoming these little fears in life, dude. And it just escalated, dude. But that's where I was going with that. But like just going back to the training.
Well, you were having a conversation with your mom. And all
Right.
that.
Oh yeah. And it was because she started talking about work, and I was like, "Mom, I'm trying. Like, I'm really trying." But I just and my upbringing is like, you just go to work, make a living, and if you can provide for your family, which is good, which is fine, dude. But I
Right.
just
A lot of good men have done that. Good men and women have done that.
yeah, and I admire that, but I don't want that for my life. So I'm struggling with that, and I get hammered with that all day, every day. But I'm just like, I don't fucking want that for my life. It's not gonna make me happy, and I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
Like, and it's It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's similar to like kind of what I'm going through, because I also want to come on the record or what you just said about me loving my job. I don't love my job. I want that on record.
On the record. On the record. Mark that shit down.
You really fucking hated this job.
But it's like, but I like it enough to do it for now until I find this thing that I want to do. You know, it's gonna pay my bills, and I don't hate it for now. And it's like I told you guys multiple times that like, as soon as I can start making enough money doing this other stuff that's about the same as what I make at my job, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
And my parents were kind of the way that they like raised me was a little bit of both of you guys is kind of what I hear. Cause my parents always raised me like, I don't have to go to college, and they want me to find like the thing that makes me happy and the thing that I enjoy and something that I'm passionate about. Also at the same time, it's like, you got to pay your bills, you got to be responsible, and you have to work. So if this doesn't pay the bills, do something that pays your bills that allows you to do this until this, starts. So it's kind of like a little mix of both. I've always had a work ethic and having a job and doing these things. But it's like, if this isn't making money, make money and do this as a side thing until you can kind of swap, which is kind of the stage that I'm in right now. I'm trying to find these different things that I want to do for a living or for a job. I want to work at humping boxes for for a living, but it pays my bills now and allows me to do this podcast with you guys and to do the things that I love as a hobby for now. And then soon, hopefully in my future, I can flip flop those. Not even flip flop, get rid of one, and the hobby can be something that pays my bills.
That's how I felt, man. I was kind of like that, but I never got that. I felt like I never had that support. Like I dove into music, and I truly believe like something could have happened out of that, but like it was just always knocked down from the closest people to me would always knock me down from that thing, and I tried it, but it was just.
Dude, fuck that. You got down, bro. When you sent me that video, I was so fucking hyped.
Oh, thanks.
Like
man.
when you said, did you guys see the video of him drumming?
I think I showed it to Donnie when you were sitting next to him.
It was fire, dude. And you said it could have went somewhere. Well, I believe it still can. Like if you believe it can, and I think you have the talent too. If you sharpen your fucking drumming skills.
It's the fear of the time sacrifice from my other responsibilities as parents, like being a parent and kids and stuff. Like that takes time, like it takes a toll. It's like going back to like, do I sacrifice that, or do I really try to break a generational program of a mind, how I was raised, and by using these tools in recovery to try to raise these kids to a place where maybe like you said, the first one through the wall gets bloody. Maybe God put me through all this to be like, hey man, you can give this gift that I'm giving you because I believe you're strong enough to deal with all this. Give it to your kids, and you can make another generation that can fulfill their dreams and stuff like that. Like, I think that's even more powerful.
That's insane. That's insanely big. In that fucking book, Think and Grow Rich, it actually talks about that. It says many of us might be looking to break generational curses. But when we arrive, we're just arriving to where our bloodline's been waiting for us the whole time. Like
we had me and you had that conversation. I was like, instead of, we talked about you teaching Brooklyn things that you were never taught.
Yeah.
That now that you can pass on to her. And that was like, and
that's been like absolutely.
And she's never going to be 5 years old again. Like, you're never going to be able to experience that Christmas. Again. Like
that. Honestly, this past Christmas was one of the biggest motivators to get my time back. Cause I didn't get to hardly spend any quality, like Christmas time, Christmas movies, go out and take her to one because of COVID, but just even on a deeper level than that, because I'm gone all night. Every night I'm gone, and I'm sleeping in the day, or otherwise I'm gonna be fucked in the head if I don't get any sleep, and gone. And dude, I told myself that's the last fucking time I do that. That is the last fucking time I do that. I'm not wasting that time anymore.
When you made that commitment to yourself that you're not gonna do that anymore, and that you're gonna make it work, like whatever that looks like, how did that feel? Like
dude, it felt like for the first time I was willing to take on some of that responsibility of a commitment. And that commitment to not just be a better man for myself, but be a better man for my kid, and like I said, show that different way of life. Because my dad gave me a shitload better fucking childhood than he received, And I want to keep that momentum going. You know, like I want to build on those stepping blocks. You know, I want to continue to keep going with that. You know, like I do, man. I really, like I said, my pops told me from a very young age it's going to be up to me to change the culture of the family. And
That's so powerful, man.
It is, but and I spent a lot of time really fucking mad at him for it too, though, because I was like, you motherfucker, where you at? Like, well, why don't you fucking do it? You know, but like, I get it, you know, and I appreciate like that fucking, I appreciate like, I guess the faith in me, you know, the faith in me. And I don't think maybe he did, I don't know, but I had no fucking idea what that was going to come to mean in my life about changing the culture of a fucking family. Here I am, me and my wife took on this fucking kid who becomes my daughter and becomes like my fucking lifesaver. And like, I love this little fucking girl more than life itself. And here I am fighting for my life while trying to change the culture of a fucking family for the next generations to come up. Not only just like on a sobriety level, but on like a fucking fulfilled heart level. You know, like on a mental level, just on a like spiritual freedom level, like on a not held captive to fucking bullshit level. You know, like all of that, dude. Like, I don't know, man. It's like big to me. When I think about it, like I get like hyped up. It's like like I want to rise to the fucking occasion.
That's
dude.
what I was trying to get out of you.
Yeah, I get like fucking
when I make
hyped,
that
dude.
commitment, you get fucking excited.
Oh, dude, bro.
And, like, pumped up.
I've been bumping like Lil Wayne Get Money songs again. Like,
Duffel bag boy on repeat.
Oh, dude, I told you, like in my mind,
Dude,
like I'm gonna wake up, chug raw eggs, go work out. I'm a skinny motherfucker. I don't even work out, but like in my mind, I'm about to like beast out.
2021, man.
Let's get this take a cold shower every morning, bro.
Yeah.
That's
Nope.
what I do.
Yeah, fuck that.
Nope.
You can fuck everything you run.
If you can get over a cold shower, bro,
Fuck everything.
Nope.
you got. Fuck.
Okay, wait, funny story. So we were heading up to go snowboarding the other day, and Donnie was telling me this, right? And I was giving the same reaction. I was like, nope. And I go. So- and I said, I hate cold water almost as much as Dylan. And I was like, damn, bro, tell him that you fucking hate him that much. I didn't realize that I said it that way. And I was like, no, I'm not saying that I hate Dylan. I was like gonna say I hate cold water as much as Dylan hates cold water. He's like, okay, I was about to say, damn, dude. I didn't know you hated
cold
Dylan
water,
that
man?
much.
You don't remember?
Late to the party, bro. Last one there.
Oh shit. Anyway, I
despise cold water.
Yeah,
Dude,
but I don't hate you, Dylan. That's
thank you,
man.
Jordan.
Wow.
I understood what you meant the first time.
Yeah, he didn't.
I
made me
didn't.
feel bad.
No,
I
you don't
did.
remember when I jumped into that fucking water, dude?
Oh yeah,
That was the
remember.
funniest shit ever.
Dude,
I can picture
you
you.
talked
like,
a big game, dude.
Yeah, you
I
did.
jumped, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I ain't scared
once.
of that height. Once in my ass, dude.
How many times did you jump?
Like twice.
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 No,
sorry.
dude, fuck that. Twice, maybe. I don't know. No, dude, it's not the height that scares me. It's that
was
fucking
that
cold
cold
water.
water.
But that goes back to fear. Like, I know it's waiting there, but am I going to let that fucking chill, that coldness fucking stop me from enjoying my time with my boys and taking that leap of faith? Because right there is like a simple, that almost encompasses what we fucking talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like gonna take this leap of faith in order to like have fun and enjoy my fucking life. And I just got to get over the fucking cold water, because if that's what's holding me back, then
So
shut
tomorrow,
the fuck up and
I
jump.
want you to take a cold shower.
No,
Dude, we talked about this. This
there's plenty of
motherfucker,
there's plenty of
amps you up.
successful people in this world that don't take cold showers.
Yeah, right.
All right.
I'm assuming most successful people have fucking hot water in their house for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Donnie,
Not that I
dude.
don't have hot water. It's that once you go, if you sit in a cold shower,
What
bro,
is it? The
You
Wim
sit in
Hof
cold
method
showers?
or something?
overcome it. Yeah.
Damn,
Oh
you
yeah.
shit for sitting in the shower.
I'm at like a
the
minute.
other
And
day.
a, yeah, a minute and a half,
I
dude.
love
Cold
sitting in the
shower.
Not cold though.
If you turn it hot afterwards, dude, it is like holy shit, the overwhelming feeling of
I did that
of
in rehab,
gratitude.
bro. Not doing it again.
You only took cold showers in rehab?
That's all I had, bro.
Dude,
This one time,
we keep
dude,
getting further and
Dude.
further into the rehab, and I
I
love
wouldn't have
it.
showered.
dude, this one time, bro. No, this one time they put.
So, yeah, I didn't shower. Really.
This one time, what? I need to know,
they
dude.
put some cold ass water in like those big, like, what are they called? Like 50 30-gallon
50
barrels.
gallon. Yeah, 50 gallon.
Those barrels.
55 gallon.
They filled that up, dude, and they just threw it in there. Dude, like, you guys are gonna shower like that, dude. So we all like
Wait,
sitting
what?
there. Yeah, dude. And it was cold as shit. The window was like right above the fucking shower, and it was cold as shit. And some people
What
were
they
like,
do? Just
"Fuck
like
that."
punch holes in it and it would just like fall out?
No, you had to get a bucket. So one was standing in a little shower. You close the door, or whatever. You soap up, and then someone would dip into the little bucket, and then they would hand it over. It was a trash can. We took the bag out. We trash can, and someone hold it over to the fucking shower door, give it to you, rinse off, fucking soap up, and then just like that, dude. Talk about unity, bro. Unity, service, and recovery.
I'm really starting to think you didn't go to a rehab center, dude. I don't know what you went to.
Sounds like
Sorry, guys. See, in my delusional mind, bro, I thought I was being tested, right? I thought the counselors had it all figured out. Let's say who's gonna work the program and who's gonna work. Like, dude, I was fucking delusional, bro. So I was there, and I was like one of the only ones. Like, very few actually showered that day because it was cold as fuck, bro. It was cold.
Yeah, I would have been out real quick.
And then like I hear like the one of the nurses talking to security. Is like, dude, is he gonna get sick because he's showering in the cold ass water? It was cool, man. It was a hell of an experience.
That was cool.
Yeah, but it took me to. It was like a spiritual moment, dude, because it took me to a fucking. No, I'm serious. Like, it took me to a place when I lived in Nebraska, and it was snowing, and it was like below zero, and it snowed so much that we were trapped in this trailer, and the heater broke down, dude, or something like that, and it was cold as shit, and we couldn't escape, dude. So my mom was, and we had a shower. It was like maybe a few. I don't know. In my head, I was young. I was probably 7, 8 years old. So in my head, it's probably like weeks, but it's probably like just fucking a day or something. And my mom was heating up like water in a pot, like boiling water, and then we would sit. Then I would have to sit in the shower, and like we'd fucking grab a bar of soap and we'd soap it up, and then like I think my sister or like my mom would pass it to me, like just boiled as water. We would wait until it cooled down, and we'd shower like with hot water. And it took me to that moment when I was in rehab, and all these thoughts and feelings started coming through me, and it took me back to that moment. I was crying when that happened. Dude, like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? And it just like made me feel so grateful of like the childhood, and like how like it just took me back to a really beautiful moment, dude, with my mom and stuff like that. And it was a cool moment, man. But it sucked in the moment, like when it was happening. I was like, fuck this rehab, this sucks, dude. But dude, going back to that struggle, like I journaled about it, I talked to my therapist, and I think the next day I had a phone call with my mom, and I was just bawling out, dude. I was crying. I was like, Mom, thank you so much for the woman you are and everything you've given me, man. Because like, dude, like as kids, like, you don't understand. They're doing the best they can with what they have.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
And and for me, comparing myself to like other kids and other people that have more than me, it's like, dude, that's what I want. But at the end of the day, like, I'm very grateful for my upbringing and my parents and stuff like that, because some people don't have that, man.
Yeah. Dude, that's great, dude. I would not have been able. I wouldn't be sitting here today if I went to your rehab for sure. I would have been out real quick. But that's why. That's why we all have. That's why we all. God put us into the places that He did. Because, but you're definitely a trooper, man. I gotta give you that. But yeah, like one of the things that I've been like really thinking about lately, and I was actually talking to my parents about. Is I thought this, like, to go back onto the being creative part, like, and that whole aspect of it, that's something that like is, I'm re-finding out about myself. I kind of thought, like, when I was drinking and all this stuff, I thought I grew out of this like creative, goofy, funny person that I used to be.
Not even fucking
I
close.
really did. I thought,
you're the goofiest motherfucker I know,
if you met me a year ago, like, you wouldn't be saying that. Like, like, especially when when I was sitting there, and I just thought I got older and fucking grew out of it.
Right.
And come to find out that I was just suppressing it this whole time. So now it's all coming back, and I just have this like urge and drive and stuff to do it, but I just gotta get over that little fear wall.
You gotta dance with it, dude.
And this fucking doing this is helping.
I got scared once he started putting cameras and lights in here. I was like, oh shit.
People can see us.
Real.
Dude. I think fear is, I mean, I'm sure anyone listening or you guys can relate to like that one time that fear really robbed you of some great experience. Like, that you can think of. Like, if you really think about it.
A lot
of times.
That's why I journal about these things. And then, like, every time we let fear win, it's like adding a fucking brick to that wall. And then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it becomes just a wall of fear that we cannot get past, dude. But anytime we do like a small win over fear, then we take a brick off, and it's like the same thing.
Start taking your bricks off.
Yeah, dude. Fucking dude.
Fuck those breaks, dude.
Anyway,
Dude, I'm so glad I got a
Come in there
rehab.
like a wrecking ball.
Dude, always. The most polite, well-behaved person in the world until you get to Donnie's house. Dude. Then it's just like,
What?
fuck, dude.
nothing.
I love you, dude.
I-
You make me feel comfortable. I'm not saying everywhere else I don't feel comfortable, but it's just like
you feel comfortable to fuck my shit up. I'm gonna be okay with it.
I don't try. I mean, I don't try.
I know, I'm just
Sometimes
kidding,
I do.
I know.
I'm
what
giving you
mean.
opportunities to practice your principles.
Damn. Cold shower, motherfucker.
Yeah,
bro. I'm
Dude,
telling you.
you should just go around like start messing stuff up around the house. Be like, I don't know, take a cold shower about it.
Dude, I'm so
Honestly,
stoked.
I do it like low
just
key
kidding.
because
I'm not gonna do
you
that.
let me slide with a little bit. Like I think I have like a slide window like that much bigger than Dylan's, right? Because if Dylan fucks anything up around here, dude,
It's fucking-
you fucking ignites, dude.
I know. Fuck you,
It's
dude.
funny, dude. Remember that crumb when you dropped the crumb? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
This is why you never be able to live here.
You're like on your way to pick it up, dude.
I know. Like, fuck. I know, dude. You're an asshole.
I didn't say I wasn't an asshole, dude.
I want to say, of all the fear stuff,
Mhm.
I've really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too.
I'm so happy I got another rehab story, though.
Mm.
I love that
Mhm.
shit. I love
It just keeps coming.
it. Keeps coming.
It's the gift that keeps on
Dude,
giving.
we have got to do a part 2. Get your shit together.
My
We're doing a
shit
part. I fucking recall all the events because we're doing a part 2. I have to know.
You guys vote part 2? No,
Mm.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck
I'm
that.
down.
I'm
down. No,
If
I'm
if there's enough to do a part 2 that we don't already know
He was
about,
there
I
2
want to
months.
know about it.
Yeah, dude. Anyway,
Good times.
Daily Donnie time, dude.
Daily
What's
Donnie,
up?
what's up? So I think we suffer more in our imagination than we actually do in reality.
Okay.
Wow.
I
That's
like
not
it.
the one that you told us that you're gonna drop.
What do you want me to drop? What was it? What was it?
Nah, leave it at that. You
Yeah.
ruined the moment, dude.
Yeah,
that
man.
was beautiful.
That's
The
fucking
Daily
good, bro.
Donnie.
Daily Donnie. Hey. My parents think we're making fun of you when we do the Daily Donnie, by the way.
Well,
dude, I finally
that's
met the
where it
legend.
started, but you know, I don't base my life on your fucking guys' opinions.
I think it's a staple of the show.
It's pretty fearless of you, man.
fearless. I love the Daily Donnies, dude.
I do too.
All right. Well, anyway,
Little don don.
Oh, you're wrong for that one, dude.
I've really enjoyed this, man. Fucking-
Junior.
What?
Oh, well, my bad. That was
All
loud.
right.
Anyway,
All right. I was about to. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was-
Fuck it. Time to end. Thank you for the Daily Donnie.
Mm.
Donnie, Jordan, Goomer, thank you guys so much for keeping me clean today. Everybody
And you
out
guys-
there, yes, thank you for being a part of our recoveries. Please hit subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave a review, leave a comment, share this with somebody that might benefit from it. Just help us out, support the show. We thank you so much. Hope you have a great day, and I thank you so much for listening to another episode of Not So Anonymous.
Boom.